Lamar Jackson, because, I mean, we're going to get back to this whole – there's no number one seeds left in the tournament, which I find to be interesting. I'm curious to get y'all's take on it. But right now, let's talk about how the NFL has issued a memo to teams, and it was obtained by CBS Sports. And basically, it's prohibiting them from communicating with a person by the name of Ken Francis, who appears to be serving as Jackson's representative. All right, now, this is interesting. He's not NFLPA certified. Teams are not permitted to speak with teams or are not permitted to speak with teams regarding Jackson or any other player if the person isn't certified. So Jackson had a response. He put it on his Twitter and basically put, "Stop lying. That man never tried to negotiate for me." Fellas, this sounds really, really way ugly. It's getting very messy. I don't think it looks good on anyone at this point. Now, I will say I'm not an apologist, but I am a realist. And my real opinion on this is that Lamar Jackson is now in a danger zone of where whatever it is, the agenda that the Baltimore Ravens have, Steve Bisciotti has, or anybody else that's connected to what's going on with this contract negotiation situation, it seems as though it's turning into a character assassination attempt on Lamar Jackson. It seems like it's turning into Lamar Jackson is he's the problem. You know, there's a problem here, and Lamar Jackson is at the root of the problem. And it seems like the easy scapegoat way out is to point it towards him not having an agent. That's my take on it. And it seems like there's, he's really heading towards a dangerous space.
LaVar, I think a couple weeks ago when you were on the show, me and TJ had this conversation.
Okay.
And I mentioned to TJ, I said, in essence, if you look at everything that's going on with Lamar Jackson, they are pretty much blackballing him for the reason of him not having an agent, saying this is not the way that you do business. And for all the money that he is trying or was trying to save by not having an agent, he's already lost that money. He's not going to be able to get it back. So in essence, he's really doing it to him own self. And
self-inflicted wound.
Yeah, the only way to kind of try to patch it or rectify the situation is to hire an agent when it should have been done a long time ago. Listen, these guys are dealing with so much money and nowadays in this game that you need some kind of representation. And now it's got personal to him. So now he knows how the Baltimore Ravens feel about him personally. It's moved away from the business part of it. Now it's personal. They hit you with a non-exclusive franchise tag, not giving you the franchise tag. So now you're making less money on the non-exclusive franchise tag that you're supposed to be making on the franchise tag.
And you ain't going to get nobody to switch it up on them and make it higher where
right.
They come in and bid on it.
So nobody's going to come bid on it now. So now you're kind of stuck. So the way through the situation for him now is basically to just go out and play football and do it very well and set the bar or the market for himself, because everything that he's been going through for the offseason, he's lost that leverage. And it's tough to sit back and watch as a fan and as a 12-year veteran what these NFL teams are doing to him. And J.J. Watt said it a couple weeks ago. Why are teams being so public about not negotiating with Lamar Jackson?
Right.
Like, the guy's an NFL MVP. So he's doing it to himself, and you hate to see it continue to happen. And the teams are really basically showing their ass like, listen, we're not going to come and set the market for you what you think you deserve.
What you think, TJ?
Man, it's kind of unfortunate that Lamar is in this position, but the bigger question is, you don't want an agent, but you have somebody calling people on your behalf, acting as if he is your agent. If what reported is true, everything Plaxico said is true. You are costing yourself money by the day. You can't make this back. Josh Allen has made double the amount of money that Lamar has made. They came into the league the same time. You want a fully guaranteed contract. This is all I'm saying. Since Deshaun Watson got $230 million guaranteed, Kirk Cousins was getting guaranteed contracts before everybody. Nobody just went down that road, but they were shorter term, 3-year type deals. If I'm going to have an agent, or if I'm going to have somebody working on behalf that's trying to act like an agent, why not just go hire an agent? And we all know this. You can tell the agent, this is what I want to pay you. And I'm almost certain every agent in America will say, okay. So if I want the Deshaun Watson contract, I'm probably going to call David Mulligetta to see if we can work something out, or whomever. But Lamar, he's costing himself money. You can never make this back. Josh Allen is going to be on contract 3. You still just trying to get to your second contract, Lamar. What is going on here? And so it's obvious these owners in the league, they're not going to blink on this. It's obvious. And so you got to maximize your earning potential while you're young. Get on his second contract so now you can see a third one. And that's my only concern for him, because I want to see him maximize his earnings. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the league, only 1 or 2 unanimous MVPs, and here he is playing on not even an exclusive franchise tag, a non-exclusive franchise. And so it's not looking good for Lamar, man. And you can say, oh, the owners have colluded. They've done this. They've done that. It's obvious nobody is going to sign him to an offer sheet. And if they do, I will say it's not obvious. I believe you get a team like the Indianapolis Colts, if they don't get the guy that they like, you can sign him after the draft, because I'm not giving up the 4th pick. I think I got a full-fledged starter with the 4th pick. If I sign Lamar Jackson to an offer sheet after the draft, I would assume I'm going to be a better team. So now that first-round pick that I give up in 2024 is a later first-round pick. 2025, a later first-round pick. And so things like that may take place where you got teams that have high draft picks. They sign him after the draft. So now the capital they give up is not as much as if they signed him before the draft.
This is one of those scenarios. I asked the question. I know we're up on a break, but I asked the question: if he does have an agent, does this deal get done or does it not get done? And I said it doesn't get done, because I don't think that anyone is going to get close to what Deshaun Watson was able to get out of Cleveland.
Yeah, the deal doesn't get done now. It would have got done before if he had an agent.
You think he would have got? I mean, what do you think the deal is? I don't think it gets done.
I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are, but I believe if he was going into this last season with an agent, this deal would have been done already. But the NFL owners are basically telling him, listen, we're not going to do business with you.
We know that if he had an agent, that agent would be talking to the Ravens. But we also know he would have talked to multiple teams already and had a pretty good gauge on the market and where it's headed.
Yeah,
he would know this.
I think people do have a good gauge of where it is. But here's what I say.
Does he know? You think Lamar Jackson has an idea of what another team would offer him?
I think Lamar Jackson feels as though it's principle, it's respect for him to be in the same realm of Deshaun Watson.
Does he have an idea of the amount of money another team is willing to pay him? I don't know that.
I don't think he's looking at it that way, and that's why I asked the question.
You should. This is a business. Like,
you're right.
Obviously, you want the most that you can get for yourself. You got to maximize this. But ultimately, you are only worth what somebody is willing to pay you.
I understand that, but there's a lot of times where guys don't get where they feel like they want to be at. I mean, Dak Prescott, we was on Speak for Yourself having these same conversations. They were not willing to go.
And the Cowboys end up regretting what they've done because they could have signed Dak for $30 million.
But they ended up doing it.
Right, but he had representation. Like, if Lamar had an agent, that agent would say, listen, I've talked to this team. I was a free agent, and this was many moons ago. And I knew I had teams that were going to offer me more than the Bengals. You know why? Because my agent told me this. I talked to so-and-so and so-and-so. This is how far they're willing to go. So I was comfortable with turning the Bengals offer down because I knew I had something better prior. And so you don't think Lamar would notice.
And I think that's a sensible approach. But what I'm saying is
that's not a sensible approach. That's the smart approach.
That's sensible, smart. I mean, I would say sensible is smart. I would, but I would also
Here you go.
But I would also offer the fact that it's sensible to think that if I have a better resume and I'm better than the person that just got this highest contract in Deshaun Watson, that I should be at least close, if not more, than what Deshaun Watson got from, oh, by the way, not a major market. Cleveland is not a major market.
LaVar, hey, who likes you more, the team that you've played for, the team that you've never played for? Who loves you more?
You know.
The team that you play for always loves you more. Your wife loves you more than your mistress. None of us have a mistress, but I'm just saying, at least we would hope so.
I don't know.
We would hope.
I don't know that one holds up under the court of law.
Your team loves you more than a team that you've never played for. Like, I don't understand. I get it.
I think in Lamar Jackson's case, you're right, but in every case, I'm not certain of that.
You might be right about that.
Right,
it might be infatuation. You might be right.
I mean, I played in Washington. I've seen a lot of. I mean, ask Albert Hainsworth. But I digress. Listen, all right. Well, this is a long conversation. Clearly, it's not getting cleared up anytime soon. But I just find it to be an interesting. It's an interesting place for both the Ravens, the NFL, and, well, all of them, and Lamar Jackson to be in. So we'll continue to talk about that. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to talk about this. Is it a two-man race for the number one pick in the NFL draft after this week's workouts? And TJ knows these guys personally, so this should be a pretty cool conversation. You're listening to
camp.
Yeah, I mean, TJ knows everybody. He's in everybody's camp, right?